if you ever want to know how to aggravate somebody upon arrival, you don't start when they get there. You start as they walk there. So a good way to make somebody mad is to do things they don't like the whole way they arrive to a location. So don't just wait until the people get to the destination. Do something to harass them the entire way while they're walking to the destination or while they're driving to the destination. That pisses people off. It pisses people off. Oh.
They did real good. They did real good.
Oh, fuck yourselves.
What's up, man?
Oh, fuck yourselves.
Oh, cool, thanks, man.
What'd you say?
I said thanks, man.
Oh, okay.
Appreciate you.
Hi. I got a quick question. Do you guys take card? I mean, or, card? You only cash? Okay. All right, cool. Thank you. Go fuck yourself.
Yes, you got this.
Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. Okay. Oh, so while I was talking, they were squeezing the hell out of my heart. Somebody used implants. And then they used technology to stop me from thinking about telling until now. So if you can count the minutes from the time I walked over to there to get here, that's how long it took me to think about telling. So they control your thought process. So you can't outthink them. So the best way to do it is to take their memory. So in your memory, you know the answer to your problem. So if you can't access your memory and all you can do is think moving forward, it is very hard to develop to remember what to do when you're having a problem. So your memory is key. So my memory was important to tell immediately what they were saying while I was over there. So they erase your memory. And so you're walking without knowing what's happening to you. Or walking without coming up with things to do as you're in the process of doing something. So normally you can think immediately about telling. Normally you can think immediately about a smart remark, like something very intelligent, something from your memory to respond to somebody or to tell what you see. So every time I saw the police officer and you heard me say the words, go fuck yourself, he was mouthing in the corner of my eyes or outside the lens of the camera. And while he was mouthing words, people in my ears were saying what he was mouthing to me. So he was participating in harassment using implants. So there must be implants in his body to tell him exactly when to say or when to mouth something. So what did he say? Hot. He mouthed the word hot. Well, I don't know how to do it. I don't mouth words, but if you're a professional actor, you can mouth words to other people. Or if you practice it, if you've been mouthing words to people around you before, you can do it to somebody else. So that's what the dude did. He mouthed the word hot, or he said, "It's because you're so hot." And he looked around. So he looked around and mouthed these words. "It's because you're so hot." As I walked past him. So there's inaudible, but if you watch his lips, you see his lips moving as you approach them. And as his lips were moving, somebody was using technology in my ears to say exactly what he said. So they're trying to get me to have an altercation with the police officers while they can escape the gravity, escape trouble, get out, not be accused of instigating. Because he didn't say anything. You saw his lips moving, but you couldn't hear what he said, and no one in the million courtrooms are going to say that your ability to read lips is good enough to justify accusing that person of causing an altercation. We don't trust your lip reading ability. We need audible. We need something audible. So we know that words look closely enough to your lips moving appear closely enough to the way somebody's lips moves are close enough to the way we speak the words. So whether or not we hear the words, we know what you're saying. So I don't have to hear you say the words to see your lips move, and I don't need somebody to tell me in my ears what you said. I can hear what you said. I know what you said. I could read your lips. Well, I'm not a good lip reader. But these are obvious. Hot. We hear that word so much, we can see the mouth move. And somebody just said we can move our lips. The word hot, they just said in my ears, the word hot sounds like the mouth motion for the word hot could be replaced with thousands of words. So what you heard and what actually happened so what you're telling people you heard and what actually happened are so what you heard, what you think you heard, or what you think you saw, and what he actually could have been mouthing or not mouthing at all are not just you can't accuse somebody of lip reading of saying what you think they said from reading their lips. But I'm gonna trust that if somebody moves their lips and they make the same facial gestures, they make the same mouth motions, they make the same movements that you see people 1,000 times, or you've seen people on television doing, or you've learned that they're saying exactly what you're thinking. So this gay police officer, it wasn't him, it was the other officer. So these people waited outside of where I was going to be to wait for me to get there, hoping that the sight of them, the surprised and unexpected sighting of a police officer at the location you wanted to go to, would upset you so much that you would get mad and start an altercation. But instead of starting an altercation, you decided to do as much as you could during the time that you could do it to get what you wanted and leave. So, hey, look at this. He had to come over here. And then he was just mouthing, "It's because you're still queer." That cop, ANM 1900, was just mouthing, "It's because you're still queer." That's what he just mouthed. The police officer in that SUV, the black SUV. And he just drove all the way here, this way, talked in this little white walkie-talkie, and looked out his front window, and the words he mouthed was, so I don't know if you can read that or understand what I just said, but I just said, "It's because you're still queer." That's what that cop said in that car. And now they're placating, they're acting. So they're acting like they're the good people and I'm the bad person, right? But I don't have bad intentions for anybody. I don't have bad intentions to harm people. And I think this is like this is like psychology. So they're hoping at some point between right now and maybe tonight, tomorrow, or a week from now, I do something inappropriate. And this is the sex offender test. So they bring little kids nearby you to see if you're willing to have sex with them or to do something inappropriate. Like this little girl, she's wearing tight ass pants and shaking her ass. Well, her ass is jiggling. So it's like an enticement or a sex offender entrapment or whatever. So they're pretending like you're a danger to children because they want you to be a danger to children. So that's what the police officers were doing. As I walked past the kids, they were acting like I was going to harm the children, right? They were watching, staring at me. So looking at you like this. And then just watching you the whole time that you were walking. And then when you went past all the kids, they changed their eye direction from like they were being monitoring what you were doing, monitoring you. And when there was no more danger, there was no danger to the kids, or they were acting like they no longer had a reason to watch you. And the only difference between that second and the second before was that you weren't around children. So for 2 seconds, in the 2 seconds they were staring at you, you were nearby children. And when you stopped being nearby children, they stopped watching you. So they're using psychology. They're using like stupid psychology to like project that he's dangerous, and he'll think of why am I dangerous? Why are these people looking at me like I'm dangerous? And he'll associate whatever is nearby as he'll think about why do these people think I'm dangerous? Why are they looking at me like I'm dangerous? And then why did he just stop looking at me like I was dangerous? Why did he just suddenly look away? And the only thing around you, or the only thing that changed, was like 2 seconds ago there were kids. And then you're also a sex offender. And they just told me in my ears, when you were a kid, you liked having sex with kids. But what young age kid in high school, in kindergarten, isn't attracted to the girl he just seen for the first time? What 5-year-old doesn't look at another 5-year-old girl and think, hey, she's cute? So if that's what they're talking about, and they're telling me, they keep telling me that children who are attracted to other children are pedophiles. They grow up to be pedophiles. But the truth is, you're attracted to somebody your age. That's the truth. But they want the opposite psychology to be taught. They want kids to believe that if they're interested in sex, they should have sex with adults. They want me to think that. That's what they tell me all the time, that if you're interested in children at a young age, and you're a child too, it's because you're sexually mature. And if you're sexually mature, you should be having sex with adults who are also mature? I don't know. But they're teaching kids, young kids, or teaching me that it's okay to make kids think to have sex with adults is a good idea. That's what they're trying to teach me. But the reality is, I believe you're supposed to have sex with people your age. So a 5-year-old is going to grow up into a person who likes having sex with 20-year-olds when he's 20 years old. So no young adult is going to grow up to have sex with people, other adults. Well, no 20-year-old is going to still think about having sex with 5-year-olds when they're 20-year-olds and they're at all. As you get older, you desire to have sex with people your age. But the gay community has been using implants to teach me over and over again, 1,000 times a day, every single time you could possibly run across a kid, that since I was attracted to children my age when I was a child, I'm a pedophile. That's the psychology. They keep telling me we're going to act like you're a pedophile because you wanted to have sex with kids your age when you were their age. And then they just told me, tell them that the kids around you were having sex with other kids their age. That's what they were telling you. They were telling you. So when I was growing up, every kid in the poor, like you can see that these kids are probably from the poor neighborhoods. They have a nice apartment to live into, but that's just because the community is growing. So we're getting rid of old apartments and replacing old apartments with new apartments, but we're not giving people more wealth. So the people who are poor now live in these nice apartments. And it's like they're compensating for the well, so in that community, you know what I'm talking about, the kids who look poor, who appear to be poor or live in apartments instead of houses growing up, are in a community together. They hang out with each other, they reproduce with each other, they do things with each other. They like each other, right? Well, they grow up with each other. And while you're socializing with people, while you're growing up with people, you develop interest. You develop like I like you interest. And lots of kids have that. They have I like you interests with other children. And they're telling me that my I like you interests were wrong because I wasn't gay, or because they're trying to hurt my feelings so much as a child and as an adult, when I was a child and now as an adult, because they want me to think that they wanted me to not have a sexual interest, or they wanted me to think sex was wrong. So that it's grooming. So you start as a kid, you tell them that sex is wrong, having a sexual interest is wrong, and you're not allowed to think about it, or you're not allowed to act on it. But then they surround you with other kids who are having sexual interests, who are acting on their sexual interests, and they're teaching you to be, and they just told me that you described that's how you teach a child to become a rapist. So you surround them with kids who are actively having sex, who are actively exercising their I like you feelings with each other, and then at the same time they tell you can't exercise those same feelings, and they tell you and they punish you for it. And then they teach you that if you want to have those feelings, you have to force yourself. So you're surrounded by this. Oh, they use peer pressure. They say, why aren't you? And then they tell the kids who they're allowing to exercise their I like you feelings, pick on him, pick on that guy, that kid, and ask him, hey, why aren't you exercising your I like you feelings? Well, your parents in the community, random strangers throughout the community who walk into your life and walk out, are telling you not to exercise your I like you feelings. And they're punishing you for it if you do. And then they're telling kids to peer pressure you and make fun of you for not being able to exercise your I like you feelings. And then they're telling people to call you ugly all the time, and call you ugly or call you gay because you're not having sex with the kids around you. So because you're not having sex with or exercising your I like you feelings on the kids around you, and people are calling you gay. So they're calling you gay and telling you not to exercise your I like you feelings were towards girls. They just told me because your I like you feelings were towards females. So they stopped you from wanting to exercise your I like you feelings. They called you ugly and they called you gay. So now you just taught a child that he's ugly and he's gay, and then they allow you so you're not interested in gay people, but they will send other gay children, little boys who are gay, to try to have sex with you. So it's so that's how you groom a child to grow up to have sex with gay people or become a rapist. So you hope they become a rapist. You encourage rape behavior by teaching them rape culture and how you can normalize and how normalized rape culture is. Yeah, be rough with her. You know what I'm saying? Be aggressive. Girls like that. You know what I'm saying? Take her shirt off for her. You know what I mean? Tell stupid ass phrases to that person over and over again and give examples. Do it to a girl nearby and just take her shirt off in front of them and say, yeah, you see that? Girls like it. And now this guy hopefully goes somewhere and tries it on his own, and thinking that what you said and what he saw a girl do in response to you is acceptable, normal behavior. So you normalize rape culture, and then eventually you take away the women you tell women to stop allowing him to do that, and he thinks from all the experiences he's had where women were accepting it, that it must be okay, or she's acting, or she's playing along with the rape culture idea. And this girl, at some point, he runs into a girl who's actually dead serious. I don't want to have sex with you. And you get a full-blown episode of rape. So that's how you commit. That's how you teach people to be a rapist when they grow up, or have sex with gay people. You start with grooming. You start with psychology. You start with a large community of people. You start with gay. You start with the parents. You start with the kids in the neighborhood, and the goal is for you all, for the gay community, is to make somebody kill a lot of people. And they think it's a funny joke, or they think making somebody commit rape is a success. It's like an accomplishment. Or because you weren't willing to have sex with gay people. So instead of letting you live freely, they want to play with your psychology, and they want to play with your life. And I guess they're hiding me from the public because they don't want people to know how to rape children, or to teach children to grow up to have sex with gay people, or they don't want people to know how to turn somebody into a rapist. And they're hiding my profile, my social media account, from the public. Because, and they're trying to teach little boys and girls, to join the gay community. And if I grew up to not be gay, it would make their rationale to join the gay community a falsehood. They're telling people everybody's gay, and if you want to get along with everybody in the community, you have to be gay, because a man is going to walk past you, want to have sex with you, and if you're not gay, he's gonna do harassing, antagonizing things to you to get you to have sex with him. Or some 50-year-old woman is going to take a like to you. She's going to like you a lot, and she's going to tell some gay dude who's her friend, or who she's been having sex with, to pick on you, to bully you, to harass you, maybe beat you up a couple of times for no reason, until you're willing to have sex with her. So there are people who like to have sex, and they found a way to force lots of people to have sex with them, and they use intimidation, scare tactics, and violence to get you to, without they use association to teach you to have sex with a particular person. So instead of directly telling you have sex with them, they use association, so nobody gets the idea for decades that gay people are trying to force other people to have sex with them. And it's not like the gay community you see on TV, it's the gay community in the neighborhoods. So the gay community that hides themselves from the public, that learn psychology from some very smart person, and who spread that psychology throughout the poor neighborhoods to control who people become as they age. So they're abusing like intelligence to get something that they want. And they're targeting people who are young enough to be victims, or poor enough to not know, or dumb enough. So a lot of people in poor neighborhoods are so dumb, so scared, that they'll just follow whatever somebody tells them. And I just wasn't dumb. I just refused. I refused to grow up to have sex with gay people. I refused to grow up to rape women. I was falsely accused of rape, and I went to prison for it. And it was like the opportunity to teach me to fear women, and to get me to stop having sex with women, and spend 7 years dealing with gay men trying to have sex with me. That's what they wanted me to be, afraid of women, and to get used to being hit on by gay men, like what happened in my childhood. So they expect you to grow up to continue the grooming. So they sent me to prison instead of letting me get my. They sent me to prison to have the best opportunity to groom me to have sex with gay people, and or to continue to give me homosexual experiences of being hit on by men, hoping that I get used to the idea. Oh, and emasculation. So be hit on by a gay man and be bullied by other men who appear to be straight, so you feel alone. But those dudes who were beating you up mentally and physically were also gay men, just hiding their sexuality. So they hide their sexuality and they allow openly gay dudes to flirt with you while they're beating you up. So now you feel like the only friend you have is a gay man, an openly gay man. So you start thinking about like a friendship. When you think about a friendship, you start opening yourself up to who knows what other aspects, more personal aspects. So then the gay dude starts touching you. They just flashed an image of somebody touching my shoulder. But that's how you rape people. That's how you take any individual in America and you force them to have sex with you without getting caught. You use a large group of people and if that still doesn't work, use technology. And I was standing out here. I was standing out here because I was going to go in here to get cash, get $1 or $2 to buy some food. But the goal is to commit rape. That's how you commit rape. You rape people by forcing other people on them. So it's not illegal, but it's still harassing. You force somebody to associate you force that person to have sex with gay people by forcing gay people into their lives. And if that doesn't work, use implants. They just told me to say, if that doesn't work, use implants. And then you start torturing that person from inside their body. And then you use police officers to scare them. People that can't be hurt, people that have immunity. These are gay police officers who protect the gay culture or protect the psychology of raising gay children to have sex with gay people. And the last thought, they just told me my last thought. Well, another thought was that while I drove this way to go park down there, they told me that another way to get somebody to tell children to act like you hate an adult. So tell children to act like you don't like a single person in the community, so that when they walk past you or they say something to you, they really hate you. They give you or they give you disrespect or something insulting, hurtful to your energy, the energy you have, right? So everybody walks around freely, has great energy, thinks life is great, thinks everything is good for them, until they come across somebody who gives them a bad look, right? And it just takes most of that energy you had a second ago away, because you're wondering, what the hell did I get that look for, right? And it's to steal energy from you because you aren't having sex with someone in the gay community. So gay people learned how to get away with terrorism, harassment and terrorism, to get somebody to have less enjoyment, less life enjoyment. So the way you do it is you take energy from them. You take freedom, the freedom of safety, the freedom of security from them, or the freedom of socialism, sociology, or whatever the hell you call having a good experience wherever you go. So you take that feeling from that person, and eventually you get that person to think about to not like that group of people, to not like that experience, and they'll start to think, what can I do to avoid that experience? You start to hint that there are dudes who want to have sex with you, however subtly you want to do that. And they start to, and once they learn what you're after, they're gonna fight you. And when they start fighting you, you have an opportunity for altercations. When you have an opportunity for altercations, you can start blaming them, labeling them a bad person, a danger to the community. And that's what the police were there for. They were there to make everybody think I was a bad member of the community and I had bad intentions for the community. Like this whole society, our entire society, right? That's what the police were there for. They were there to make me believe I had bad intentions for our entire society. But I don't. I I'm smart. I'm really smart. They didn't plan for that. They just told me they didn't plan for me to turn out to be as smart as I turned out to be. And they didn't plan for me to discover fusion, to learn physics. They didn't plan for me to figure out how to get stronger. Never spread the weights out. Never increase the weight in the same area, and you'll build fusion. It's like fusion in weightlifting. Control the weights, control the energy you produce. You'll become like the Spartans you see on television, or like in the comic books, or the superheroes in comic books. You don't spread the weight out. So you build strength, speed, and stamina, and you can be as strong as the strongest man, and have as much stamina as an Iron Man. So you do that by not spreading the weight out. And look at this dude. This dude is walking like there's something wrong with his butt, to draw attention to his butt. So in order to do that, so I learned these things. I learned humanity's purpose and all these quality things that are hard to find, like these highly intelligent, hard to seek, hard to find answers, hard to find energy. It's really hard to find energy that nobody else has found. And I did it. And these people are ignoring the success I've had in finding the energy that can help lots of people. So what they're deciding to do, instead of accepting reality, accepting the gravity of their actions of grooming children to have sex with gay people or grow up to be rapists, they're choosing to continue what they started in my childhood, while nobody is and scaring people out of caring about what I'm saying. So I'm telling, and hopefully somebody out there hears what I have to say, and knows that I'm not here to do bad things to the community. I'm here to find energy, and I think that's built into our DNA, and that's built into everyone's DNA except the gay community's DNA. They're here to have sex, and they're here to tell lies and destroy any energy that's being built by anyone in society that isn't gay. They want the pyramid that you see to be built by gay people. And they don't want someone who's not gay to find energy or build energy. So they mock you. They mock those who are intelligent, black men who are intelligent and not gay. Black men who are strong and not gay, they're mocked by the gay community. And they're lied to by the gay community. So the gay community likes to lie and say somebody is still gay, or somebody is gay, or somebody is gay. No matter how many truths you give to the public, the gay community will lie to your face and say that you are who they say you are, because they decide who you are. So gay culture, homosexuality, it's a choice, and it's not natural. It's not a natural choice. So no one is born gay. There's no force in nature to create homosexuality. It's a choice. There's only two forces that gave life to everybody. It's energy and gravity. Energy, we men represent energy and women represent gravity, and the two of us work together to produce life and give life a place to exist. And there's no room for homosexuality. So all these people are gay culture is forcing their way into the heterosexual community or society, because they feel left out, that there's no force in nature to represent that they represent that would cause their creation. They are no more than a choice of free will. Energy. They are no different than gravity. The way they reproduce, the way they come into existence, there is no other force to represent homosexuality. So gay people are only free will people. They're not distinct. They're not different. They're not any different than anybody else. They're just people like everybody else who exercise their free will to have sex with the same sex. They're not distinctive. They don't have a distinct sex. They have a penis, and they're also vaginas. And those two objects represent energy and gravity, the two forces that give life and give space for life to exist. So until they can show a symbol of homosexuality on their bodies, like energy and gravity, the forces, the physics behind energy and gravity, or the physics of energy and gravity did to humans, gave to men and women, then they can't tell people they are a distinctive group of people who have a distinctive foundation separate to separate their sexes. So they've been lying to people, and smart people have been hiding the physics of our existence and the marks on our bodies from the rest of the world, to allow gay people to continue to build this made-up society, this made-up culture, and force it on other people. And I'm telling that they're using police officers to help them terrorize people. To help them terrorize people. And like I said, I'm not going to pull the dash cam out, but I'll tell you what happened. I drove to the car wash every week, once a week. I drive to the car wash to get some food. To get my car washed. But this time they had a food thing going on over there. And I said as soon as I got done with my car wash, I would go get some food. When I got through the car wash and I turned right, I seen 2 police officers standing in front of the food place. And that's called, to me, that's called stalking. I go places and police officers arrive there shortly after I get there or shortly before I get there. And they knew I was going to get some food, and I was really excited about it because I was hungry and I wanted to get some food. But the police officers went there to surprise me and give me an upsetting surprise. So it's like a bad experience. When you get a surprise you don't like, it's a disappointment. So instead of building energy, they took energy because you got a disappointing surprise. Nobody wants to see the stalking police officers that keep following them and then hiding that they're harassing somebody by being nice to the people around you while they're stalking you. So it's like intelligent harassment, that you have to be like some super smart person to know that somebody is harassing you. Or like you would have to know history to know that this officer is harassing you. So today, now, in this moment, nobody can tell that you're being harassed by somebody because they don't know your history. They don't know the history of the officer standing next to you. They don't know the history of the police department around you, but you do. And you have to explain that history. You have to prove that history, that you're being stalked and harassed by somebody, in order to be believed that these people are actually doing something inappropriate while smiling in the faces of everybody around you. So that's called intelligence, or something very intelligent. Smart people figured out how to hurt people and get away with it.